everybody. Had a little bit of a drive ahead of me, so I thought I would update y'all. As you saw in the last video, we are moving. We have mostly moved at this point. I still have a little bit of the old house to pack up and finish off and get that sold, but we are down, Daniel and the kids, the two younger girls and I are down at the new property. It is my mother-in-law's property. There's 23 acres, so we got some room to do all the things we love to do, which I'm so excited about. We've gotten 12 chickens who are about ready to go out into the coop, which is almost finished being built. The older two kids we've got safely off to college for the year. We have bought a shed. It is 12 by 32 feet. It is going to be, we're going to finish it out, and it is going to be our kitchen, living, dining area. And then there is a shed on the property, not a shed, it's an old school portable building they bought years ago. It's about 22 by 28 feet if I remember correctly, and that is going to be our bedrooms, a bathroom, and a laundry room. We're going to connect the two buildings together so we don't have to leave one building and go into the next. Getting quotes from some contractors on that as we speak. Normally Daniel and I would do that kind of thing, but there have been some extenuating circumstances lately I can't really go into yet. But so we're working on that. I am getting so excited. We do have some garden in. The squash have already been killed off by bugs, unfortunately, just like at our old house, but that's what it is. I do have some watermelons on the vine. Some loofahs I noticed the other day. The loofahs have started putting on fruit. The okra. So it's exciting. We're so busy I'm exhausted, but that's okay. That's a good exhausted. I'm back at the house. Meg's gonna join us. Hey Maggie, you gonna come help me? Okay. She likes to go with you wherever you go. Okay. This is the driveway coming in. On this side of the driveway is my mother-in-law's house and the garage. That is our shed and the portable building behind it. That's going to be the rest of our house. And back behind that is the barn. Right now we are staying in my mother-in-law's house with her until we get at the minimum a bathroom out in the portable building. We'll see. On this side of the driveway coming in, we have our garden, some of our garden. Up here is the zipper peas and loofah. The deer or the rabbits, one of the two, came in and ate the zippers all down to the ground. So just a couple survived, and they're not really doing anything. But the loofahs are loving it. There's actually one that's gone all the way up and started to climb. I think that's an apple tree. Climb the apple tree. And I do have two loofahs out on the plants out where they're doing out there. The caution tape is we had a lady come in and cuts the grass and weed eats and stuff for us sometimes, or for my mother-in-law I guess, and we kind of tried to mark out so things didn't get accidentally cut. Then second tier up here, because we're kind of terraced here. This was our squash, which are pretty much all gone. There's a cantaloupe plant or two that are trying to do something. Our okra is finally taken off. I've got to get in here and harvest. We got some massive pods. But these are doing good. All the squash that was on that back row, the bugs got, so that's just weeds coming up now. Yeah, it's just, this was all Lady Godiva pumpkins, which started out spectacularly. And then it looks like the squash vine borers is the best I can tell. You can see it just killed them. I got one little zinnia that's managed to survive so far, blooming for me right there. And then down on the end, this one's still surviving. It's just not doing great. I was hoping it would root down in the ground off of this black fabric and be okay, but at the end we got watermelon. And this one actually, we have melon on that vine. Just one that I've seen so far, but that's okay. Then you have, of course, another apple tree. Climb up the next hill to the next terrace up here. This is the last one we did, even though there's still one more terrace up there, but we didn't, nothing ever does well up there, so we didn't bother this year. Got a blueberry bush, and there's some fig trees up there that are holding in. More watermelons down here. There are a couple on these vines. I noticed yesterday. We got a little guy right there. And then there was one, I didn't even notice him the other day until I got around the plant. There is one hiding right up in there. So I'm happy I'm at least getting watermelons. Oh, in the middle here is ginger. I just put 3 in the ground here to see how they did. And they seem to be doing all right. I do need to come in and trim out some weeds, but that's okay. And these were Audrey's cucumbers, which, once again, something got one of them, and they're just, I don't know, they're not thriving, but we got everything in really late this year, so I'm not terribly upset, but had a couple jalapenos. And there are, I think those are Carolina Reapers, and then a Thai Hot. I don't remember what that one is. That looks like it's a Reaper too, or, let's see, it's actually got a tag. Oh, habanero. Okay. That's right, because I got one little thing off of it. Like I said, the figs up there. This is our big old pear tree, which mother-in-law got a bunch off of already. We do have one more section we planted down in the back of the, well, out back behind the barn, down by the pond, which doesn't actually have any, I don't think it's got any water in it right now. Even though we've gotten a lot of rain, it's more of a vernal pool at this point because it doesn't stay wet all year anymore, which, you know, would be great, but we've discovered it's perfect for salamanders this year. The girls have gone out, they like to go out and catch frogs, and they have caught so many salamanders, both in their little like larval stage with the furry gills and as adults. Up here by the shed, in front of it, I have both green stalks, but I've only got one tiered up at the moment. There's some tomato plants. The girls each have a little planter they planted out. This little one is sort of my herb bed, which I need to weed again. I've got thyme, oregano, some bee balm, some lemon balm, all in there. And it's just a small little patch of zinnias. I love zinnias. Got some pretty colors. I got a little rhubarb where that caution tape is so they didn't mow it down. It's struggling a little bit with being transplanted, but it should be okay. I'll take y'all, I'll go down out back behind the barn and show you the progress on the chicken coop. We have a lot of trees down on the property. Had several storms come through with the straight line winds and tornadoes and that kind of stuff, and there are a lot of trees down on the property. We had a huge one cleared where I just walked through, but that pine fell down. But on the back of the barn, we had where we used to set up to sight in the guns and shoot and stuff, which we can do that in a different area for hunting now. But this is where we're putting the chicken coop. We got materials spread everywhere and a garbage pile that we will be getting out of here as soon as we have a moment. But it's coming along good. On the front, we have some ventilation. It's raised up off the ground. Let me go around to the door where y'all can see. Alright, around the side here. This is normally the side we approach from when we come around the barn, so our people door is over here. And then over there is going to be nesting boxes, and we did put in, we get really hot here in Alabama. We're frequently over 100 in the summer, so we have added in a lot of ventilation, and we did it where we could come back in winter if it got too cold, and cover them up from the outside and totally eliminate drafts and all of that. But Chicken door on the front. We are raised up off the ground because we also get wet here. And we've put in some ventilation so it can stay nice and dried out and stuff. We don't have the screening on this one yet, but we have a vent in this side wall to correspond with the vent over there to help draw air through. And then the whole roof, what we did, the tin only goes up so far, and we have had all that screened in. And so the entire inside and out, the entire, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can sort of see it, hardware cloth, the entire inside. So it doesn't go all the way to the actual roof of this structure, so that entire thing can be ventilation. But once the people door's in and we do the chicken door, or then I'll come in and I'll figure out some roosting bars for the girls. And we'll be about there. They're getting so big I've got to get them out in the coop. But slow progress, but we're getting there. We bought the tin, we found the tin, we got a heck of a deal on it. It's used, so it has some little holes, but that's not a biggie. And I had found an ad for their, these are the offcuts where they used to square up the end, the side of a log on a sawmill. And the gentleman had a huge pile of them and said, come get what you want, they're free. So I've done a load of those, and I think we're gonna do something with the chicken coop to make it look cute. Ignore our pile of garbage. I said we're gonna end up getting, since there's a lot of stuff in the barn that needs cleaned out, I think we're gonna end up renting a dump trailer, and we'll get a lot of this stuff cleaned up and in the dump, and then we'll clean out the barn and any other residual things that need it from around the property. We find odd things out here. I think somebody used to just kind of use it as a garbage dump years before my in-laws bought it. You'll find broken glass, you'll find spark plugs, you find all kinds of weird stuff. So there is a spot too Daniel likes on the back of the property. He finds arrowheads a lot. Or used to, not quite as often as used to, but we're behind the barn. Like I said, chicken coop's right behind me. The run will be right by it for the chickens. Down in the field down there, past the tractor attachments, there's a massive fig tree, which is just it's right about there. The pond is to the left of that. The trees are all around it, so you can't see it from here. And then I have planted some things down in that bottom field. They're holding in there. Nothing's doing spectacular, but I have not been out here like I need to be to take care of things. I've been running back and forth constantly between the old house and here, trying to get things packed up and ready to sell that house, and trying to get the girls' school started here, so get back here to get the girls settled into a routine and ready for school. We have 2 chestnut trees we planted out here last fall, and they're not looking spectacular, but they did stay alive this time. We've tried once before to do chestnuts and nothing made it through winter. So, and this is very weedy back here. We do have an armadillo somewhere, so he's been digging. These were squash. I've planted them twice. The bugs have gotten them twice, so this end I just gave up on for right now. I hate it. Within like a day and a half, they'll be just gone. Oh, it looks like that watermelon is starting to look scraggly. I do have 2 little watermelons on that one. I gotta be watch where I step, because there were more. It looks like something's been out here in my watermelons. That's gonna make me upset. Because this vine is flipped upside down and messed with. But, doesn't look like that watermelon's going to make it. I'll have to come get that off the vine. But there looks like there's another one. We got one there starting. There's one over here starting. There's another one over on the end of that vine. Hopefully these will I'll get at least a couple watermelons. There's one hiding up under there. It's a little bigger. Hopefully he'll make it. So, and then we do have some okra down the back side. Let me get over there. Okay, these biting flies are going to drive me insane. Only one of these okra plants is really looking like it's doing anything. I don't know if the others are too shaded or what. Looks like something chewed off the end of that watermelon right by it. They're doing okay. They're just not great. I am going to get out here and weed eat and try and snip around some of these. All of this is zinnias and a whole lot of weeds. The weeds are insane. But the zinnias are mostly surviving. So once I get out here and weed, hopefully they'll get bigger. We planted these later. All of this was planted later than the ones up front. So they're a little behind. I did have a wonderful row of sunflowers here where Daniel had stretched the caution tape for me, but I'm assuming it's deer because we are right next to the woods. They came up, they were looking good, and came out the next morning and they were all gone. So the deer had a nice sunflower sprout snack. We did transplant one of the figs from up on the hill where it wasn't looking so good. We transplanted down here. It survived the transplant, so this is the wetter end of this field. I call a field. This field goes all the way back to the big trees back there. We haven't cut all of it. We just cut what was expedient this year to get some stuff in the ground, but I'm probably going to clear all the rest of that back out so next year we can really plant this area. But this is the wetter end of the field. It's the lower end, so all the water tends to run here before it goes past that fig and into the pond. And yes, the fig has some stuff trying to choke it out. I got to come in and clean. There's a lot of work to be done here. As soon as I have the other house fully dealt with, I will be out here in the yard most of the day, every day, getting a lot of stuff taken care of and settled. Things, my father-in-law was sick for a long time, and he did most of the upkeep of the property, so a lot of things need done now. We helped when we could, but you know, we were not living here, so, but we'll get there, and we get to do some things that I do. And there's my lovely Daniel. He and the girls and Granny had gone out for lunch, and I got back before they did, so taking the trail back to the back of the property. And I haven't been back here since all the trees came down in the storms. Ow, that one hurt. Yeah. Big one up here off to the left. Looks like we got that one out of the roadway. Good. But we had so many trees come down. Everybody did. We still got a lot of trail maintenance back here, but at least it's mostly passable now. Yeah. Yeah, gosh. Man, there's another one over here. That's a lot of damage, babe. Back in this part of the property is where we hunt. So we leave it, you know, mostly alone, except for keeping trails and stuff clear. Oh, there's another one up there.
There.
Yep.
I think that was that one.
Daniel set his trail cam up down here where the field we typically hunt over.
There it is.
And he's put some corn out to kind of see if we got something coming in. We got a mineral block out there back behind us. That's your phone. Sorry, I'll get it. Yeah. Back behind us, see up there is the shooting house. So we look right out over this field where the majority of the meat we've been eating for the last 15 years has come from. But he's got his trail cam set up out here so we can kind of see what's out here.
That shouldn't go off at the timer.
Okay. Something's been out here.
Hopefully we caught what it was.
Most of the corn's gone, the mineral block's working out. We got muscadines out here?
Occasionally, yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to hunt for where those vines are, because I'm seeing, looks like we got some muscadines or scuppernongs or something all over the ground. Gonna have to find that vine. Alright, go ahead, babe, I can see.
Hang on, something's biting me. Give me a second. Okay, this is the video. Play.
Your corn out. Since they're coming in, we want to keep them coming in. Get them in this pattern so when hunting season comes around, they're used to coming to this spot. Back at the very back, past where Daniel is, we're really grown up right now. We usually use the tractor to mow this, but the main trail back here, fully cleared. There's massive trees down on it, and the tractor is broken too. So, but back in there begins swamp. So the very back of the property is actually swamp, and there's like a little creek, and I think the bridge is falling apart and needs repair, but we got a bridge back there. We have had to track deer forever in that swamp. But yeah, see, we've grown taller than the gator at this point, so we've been trying to get somebody to come get the tractor. It's about sunset, and you can just see we got a rainbow up there in the sky.